So we can accept that these would have come to your attention at the earliest in October 2021, at the very earliest, not before. Do you accept my logic?
I don't.
They are dated October 2021. They would suggest that they would not have been in existence prior to that date.
Yeah, they were never brought to my attention, as I indicated. Whether they are dated 2021, he signed them in 2021, or all I'm saying is I don't want to get into details of when was it signed, the draft, and so forth. All I want to respond to, according to my knowledge and according to my understanding, is that the two documents were never brought to my attention. This is the practice from the Department of Metropolis, not the city itself, because if I was aware of such memoranda, I was going to take action, to be honest, because it is irregular for a department to enter into.
And my question was informed by your statement that you had seen the unsigned version of these memoranda, and I was trying to determine, and for that we will have to rely on your memory, as to when that could possibly have been that you saw unsigned memoranda.
Can you repeat the question?
I say my question regarding these two is informed by what you stated, paragraph 63. You said the first time I saw signed versions was when you obtained them from the commission. I had asked you a question, that's whether it is correct to understand that means you have seen unsigned versions, and you confirmed that. So I wanted to determine when that could possibly have been that you saw unsigned versions of these two memoranda.
I think it was during the IPID report. I'm not sure, hence, ma'am, I'm saying, can we be given an opportunity to go and confirm?
I'm happy to do that. I don't have a challenge, but I just want to know what opportunity we are giving you.
Yes.
Yes. Are we giving you an opportunity to go test whether or not the unsigned, you saw the unsigned memoranda in the IPID report?
Yes.
Or whether you saw them elsewhere?
Yes.
Okay. But to your, as a guesstimate, you would say it's most probably the IPID report, although I will not hold you to that answer until you have cross-checked.
Okay.
Okay. And you conclude that section by saying you had no knowledge of these memoranda, or either one of them. You don't even know, I'm now at paragraph 65, whether they were ever implemented, and you confirm that you did not play any role whatsoever in their conclusion. That's correct. And you then invite the commission to turn to Chief Mapiyeye and Brigadier Mkhwanazi to explain how these memoranda came into existence and how they were signed.
Correct.
Thank you. That then concludes your response to the second question as regard. Yes, Commissioner?
Before you leave this section. Dr. Mashazi, around February 2023, there was a media inquiry from a News 24 journalist, where that journalist was asking about the very memoranda we are discussing under this section. Did you, at that stage, become aware of that inquiry?
It is true that I had that interview with the journalist. His inquiry was about the investigation, the internal investigation, not actually the memoranda, the two memoranda. It was about the investigation and the discipline, the investigation from IPID. What was my understanding? What have we done with the IPID report? That was the basis of the interview with the journalist.
No, I'm not asking about the media interview you had. I'm asking about inquiry from a journalist called Jeff Wicks on 2 February 2023,
Yes.
which was addressed to EMPD or Ekurhuleni, where the subject of the inquiry was this very memoranda that we are discussing now.
Unfortunately, I did not deal with that particular inquiry. And even the investigation, it was between the HR and a chief of police as well as a HOD legal. I think he's going to speak more about it, the HOD legal, because he's the one who went through the process with the chief of police. And he's the one who went through that, and he further complained about the leakage of information. So I cannot comment on that.
And then the IPID report, because you say in 61.1 of your statement that it was presented to you by officials of IPID on or about September 2023.
Yes.
So it was presented to you.
The IPID report, yes, was presented to me.
And am I correct that the IPID report recommended that the city of Ekurhuleni must charge Julius Mkhwanazi?
Agree. And
the subject of those charges was this very memoranda that we are discussing, that he had entered into this memoranda with CAD Security Services. That was the recommendation from IPID.
Yes, sir.
And you did not act on that recommendation. In fact, you either disregarded it or you chose not to comply with it. I don't know which is which.
In terms of the IPID report was presented. Number one, it was sent to Chief of Police to action because Julius, by then, he was a director. So I did something because the allegations contained in the IPID report were very gross. I acted by referring the report to Corporate and Legal and Chief of Police, because Chief of Police is mandated in terms of the SEPS Act to actually discipline members. And Julius, being one of his subordinates, he was supposed to do that. Even when you look at the IPID report, I don't know, I have it somewhere where they write to him to implement or to discipline Julius. So from my point, who later informed me that the document is incomplete, and he has advised chief or whatever that they cannot take action on this document, rather let them do the internal investigation. But from my part, I do not participate in the discipline of junior officials. My part was for me to accept the report and refer it to the relevant officials who are responsible to discipline Brigadier Mkhwanazi in terms of his relationship and also the memoranda that he entered into, the blue light story, the registration of vehicles. Those things were dealt with at the departmental level.
So, as city manager, when you become aware that at departmental level, in the face of such serious allegations, they have not taken any action against Brigadier Julius Mkhwanazi, did you just wash your hands? Once you became aware that they have not done anything in the face of such serious allegations, what was your part then?
When I became aware, can you repeat the question?
You say you referred them to the department. Mm-hmm. So there was an IPID report. It recommended that Julius Mkhwanazi be charged. Mm-hmm. You referred it to the department for Mapiyeye to do something about it. You also referred it to legal to have a look at it.
Yes.
And we know nothing came of either the Mapiyeye process or the legal process. Now you as city manager, in the face of such serious allegations that impact the city of Ekurhuleni, its credibility, its processes, because you've just said to us, if they entered into those memoranda, that's irregular and you would have done something about it. Now I'm saying to you, when they did not do anything about it, what did you as city manager do? These are serious allegations, Dr. Mashazi. You can have a situation where a security company that has no relationship with the city of Ekurhuleni brings cars to Ekurhuleni and they are registered in the name of Ekurhuleni, and then they are given back or they are never handed over to the city of Ekurhuleni. And then that very security company uses blue lights And they use those blue lights because there's supposedly a memoranda concluded between Ekurhuleni and that security company authorizing them to make use of blue lights. I mean, those are serious allegations. And to me, it's not good enough to say, I referred it to Mapiyeye, I referred it to head of legal. When they did not do anything, I also did not do anything. I find that very difficult to accept.
Okay, I take your point.
You have a comment?
No comment. We'll have a discussion with my attorneys around it.
Dr. Mashazi, maybe on this particular discussion, I know it's ahead in your statement somewhere, but maybe when you want to reconsider and discuss with your attorneys, you may want to have a look at your paragraph 91 in the statement, because in that paragraph 91 of your statement, in that paragraph you tell us who you referred the IPID report to. And now you're saying something different. And maybe take that into account and see what you want to do with it. When you consult with your lawyers, you tell us that you referred it to Kemi Behari, and now you mention Mapiyeye, and you haven't mentioned him in respect of this report.
Okay, thank you very much, ma'am. Isaac Mapiyeye, in terms of the IPID report and in terms of his responsibility, he was supposed to discipline Julius. He was supposed to discipline him. 2, I referred the item to the report to Kemi because he's a lawyer. And I think it is our processes that any legal document must be sent to the head of legal to actually peruse and give the accounting officer an opinion on how to move forward. But the responsibility still lied with the chief of police to discipline Julius.
Yes. So did I mishear you then? Because I thought you said you referred the report to Mapiyeye and Behari. Did I mishear that
you
part?
Misunderstood. Thank you, sorry, ma'am. Thank you so much. The report was directly sent to Mapiyeye from the IPID. They wrote to him as the chief of police to discipline